You know what's a just point of levity is a funny infrastructure project that was way in the future. Was Winnipeg built a ring road years ago, like decades ago, way before they needed it. They probably still don't use it. It's probably not big enough to actually need a ring road.
You see?
And maybe we're going to get a ring road here.
Well,
Finally.
It's been 25 years or so of planning. And so that's the thing. Another thing, things are taking too long.
Yeah.
These projects.
You hear that a lot.
It's way too slow, and then you end up going over budget because time is money.
Yeah. And nothing gets cheaper when you wait.
Nothing
Not
gets
a thing.
cheaper.
Yeah.
So if we think ahead, you'll actually save money.
Right.
So if we, you have to do things as quickly and as efficiently as possible.
Yeah.
Okay? And, I think when talking about the revitalization of downtown, it's $200 million, and $80 million is going to go into art.
That's a lot of art, isn't it? Or maybe it's just one piece. It's a single Picasso or something like that.
It's various pieces. But, I'm speaking with Calgarians that were at downtown, the businesses that were downtown, and they're saying, you know what, that's our taxpayer money, and we're not there anymore.
Yeah.
And so, you hear all sorts of things where this $200 million would be more beneficial, right? So somebody said, well, not that I'm saying we should do this, but if we built, we need big, bold projects to make Calgary world, to get the attention of the world, and to bring and attract the world to Calgary and the businesses, right? So somebody says, well, the $200 million, you can build a Formula One track with it. You could. And, you don't need to use public money. If you give incentives to private investors, they'd build it. You don't need taxpayer money.
Yeah.
Okay? And that would create income for the city, residual income. It would create employment. It would put us on the map.
Yeah, totally.
Like Formula One in the circuit. Okay? But we need big, I'm not saying put up Formula One, but something big, bold like this. Yeah. Which would really create excitement for the city. Because you see something happening. Yeah,
Formula One tracks are interesting because, and then Edmonton ran some of the, it wasn't Formula One, it was IndyCar, and which is very similar to most people would see it. It looks the same. And they ran it at the old municipal airport because the airport's asphalt is, 3.5, 4 feet thick and doesn't get affected by winter and frost heaves. That's the big challenge that we have in Calgary for anything like that. You just have to have dead flat.
Or you build a separate track.
Yeah,
okay.
That's right.
I mean, there's many
purpose
solutions.
built.
And, many solutions.
Well, and to your point, really, what's interesting is even if the Formula One track is not what we ultimately build, there's still lots of racing going on. We lost our racetrack. We don't even have a racetrack.
Well, they're building one right outside.
We don't have one now.
No, and they're building it. And it's you have to be a member. It's quite costly.
It's a private. Yeah, it's a private.
It's a private one.
Yeah.
But we need sort of exciting projects that will really attract the world, because we need people coming here.
Yeah.
We need people moving here and staying here. We need international companies filling those downtown buildings. I'd really like to see Google fill that Calgary Herald building, which is vacant forever.
Can you imagine?
Right?
That'd be amazing.
Okay.
That would be amazing.
To see Google on that building, that would get people in Calgary so excited.
Yeah, absolutely.
And our weather is conducive to data centers.
Yeah.
So that alone would save the money.
Yeah.
To be here.
I never even thought of that. That building's just a big empty carcass right now.
Like we can use a lot of these empty buildings for data centers for Google, Facebook, Microsoft, and to see these, brands on these buildings would be so exciting. And Calgarians would be like, wow, things are just happening here.
You and I would both remember the time when, Klein was in government and he was promoting Alberta heavy. And I felt like it was a bit of a metric of, hey, look how many new businesses move their head offices to Calgary. We're now number one, or now we've got this many. And then we kind of went off the other side. And maybe that's a goal for city council, is to say, okay, one of our big goals is to drive head office use of our city. Let's get back and
Oh, yeah.
just start saying, okay, now we're at this number, now we're at this number, now we're at this number. What do we need to do to get to here? And just really make it a big project, because like you would know, like downtown office space is a disaster right now. How bad is it?
35% vacant.
Yeah.
And
that's if you don't count underused, right?
Yeah.
So, because there's lots of empty desk space.
you know, I think KPMG went from 3 towers of Bow Valley to 1 tower now. And so we need to get these companies back.
Yeah.
I'd like to see IT companies fill those buildings.
Mm-hmm.
I am moving an IT company here from San Francisco.
Oh, wow.
They're like a Google. They're huge.
Yeah.
So we're touring Class A buildings,
Wow.
Brookfield, Bow, Telus, Sky. And, you know.
Next and across the street's available, or whatever it's called, the CNOC, whatever
There's-
that one is.
Well, so when you're coming from San Francisco,
Yeah.
Google, think Google.
Yeah.
Okay, high ceilings,
Yeah.
fancy,
Right.
and very high end.
Mm-hmm.
So we really have to, you know, there's going to be a lot of work
Sure.
in the buildings
Yeah.
to make it that. And so, you know, and that's what we were doing. Okay, what can we do? Because we want them here.
Right.
And it's important that because IT companies are so tight. When
Yeah.
one's here, they all come.
Right.
Because they all talk to each other.
Yeah.
And they
It's
work
campus thinking.
It's a
Like,
campus
yeah,
thinking.
exactly.
Yeah, like innovation, like
Yeah.
an innovation hub. And so they talk to each other because they all work together. And, you know, it's going to be about 6 months, they
Mhm.
said, for
Mhm.
them to, I mean, but that's too long.
Yeah.
And they're saying, well, you know what, 6 months seems a little long when they've got offers from Singapore and
Mm.
Netherlands.
Mhm.
Oh, we'll do that, what, in a week? Oh,
Yeah.
do you need that? Oh,
Oof,
no
that's
problem.
terrible.
No problem. You know,
That's terrible.
when Tesla went to Las Vegas,
Yeah.
signed the deal,
That's right.
one day, oh, they were at
Yeah,
the table.
that's
Okay,
right.
let's do it.
Daniel Smith was talking to me about that and about how their approval process is like right now.
Of course.
Yeah.
Anything that makes money,
Sure.
it's fast.
Yeah.